Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia Elay, and for those that know me, I'm always talking about locks, but today it's gonna be a different video. It's gonna be about my makeup. So normally I don't wear makeup in my videos because I don't wear makeup often, especially with quarantine. I'm not really wearing makeup. I don't really even go out like that. So y'all be seeing bare face, pimple and all when I have them. Right? But today, I decided to put on makeup because I was bored. And I decided to do something different. So this is typically something that I normally won't do. I've never done a red eyeshadow ever in my life. So I decided to do something new for y'all because, you know, with YouTube, it can be an experience too. So with that being said, if you are interested in learning how I did my makeup while wearing lash extensions and not getting them on my lashes in any way, shape, or form, please stay tuned and keep on watching. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Hey yo, so as you can see, I'm starting off with the D-Slick primer from Decay. So I usually put it all over my face, pat it in, and make sure that it's dry. It makes your face really matte. And I'm using the Urban Decay mattifying powder as well. And I'll usually pack that on my face as well to make sure that I am not oily, since I do have oily skin. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm as matte as possible. So as you can see, I'm patting it on. Pat, pat, pat. Pat, 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 pat. Try to get under my eye as well, so that way when it's time to put the concealer on, I'm ready. So next I'm going to start with the Morphe eyebrow pencil in chocolate mousse. And I usually brush out my eyebrows. Actually, sometimes I actually use the the pencil before I actually put on that primer that you see me put on first. So I will line my eyebrows under and over and then fill them in. Sometimes I use the actual mousse, like the gel, but I don't always do that. This is what I do on a normal basis, so this is what y'all are seeing. So after that, I'm like fixing it up. I do not do that much with my eyebrows. I'm pretty simple. I like you to be able to see them, but not be overly dramatic. So as you can see, I'm filling what I need to fill in and brushing it out. So as you can see, you see that? From having no eyebrows to eyebrows on fleek. Do we still use fleek? I feel like we still use fleek. Fleeky! So what am I doing now? I am using the Born This Way concealer to clean up my eyebrows. So I'm gonna do under and over. I'm just gonna clean it up and make it sharp and very defined. I use the same for top and bottom. I personally don't really need that whole highlighting effect. I like my makeup very simple, where it catches your eye, but at the same time, it still look good, you know? I don't need that extraness. You can still look extra without the extra. So I'm doing the other side now. My face looks so ashy, y'all, but I promise you, it's gonna come together, because I know y'all probably looking like, yo, why she look like the ghost? But it's gonna come together. It's gonna come together, y'all. I promise y'all. So eyebrows done. Next is to do my eyeshadow. So I'm going to get my NYX Eyeshadow Base. I believe it's in tan. I don't know the color. I bought it in like Ricky's back in the day. You know, it lasts a long time. So I'm gonna put that on I guess it's a concealer brush. Yo, I am not a makeup artist. I don't know my brushes, but this works. So just follow what I do. Okay? So I am putting it on my lid, rubbing it in, blending it out. As you can see, I am not touching my lashes, but I'm getting close to the lash line. So if you need a brush like that, you need to get one. If you don't have it, you need to get it. And I think that brush is actually from Morphe. If it's not from Morphe, it is from like e.l.f. So it's easy to get. I'm cheap, y'all. I'm not trying to spend all that extra money on them fancy brushes. Half of the time I'm using the same brush. I'm just like, you know, wiping it off or something. But I try to be as cost effective as possible. So I don't like to be that extra. I like to look extra without being extra. So I'm doing the next eye. Making sure I got it all down pat. And then I'm gonna bring back that De-Slick powder and I'm gonna set my eyes. So as you can see, I'm probably looking for it. I don't know where I did with it because clearly I am not ready, y'all. So I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna set my eyelids so that way there is no creasing. Because once again, I have oily skin. We're just gonna make sure that we're not creasing in any way, shape, or form. So I'm gonna use a brush. I'm gonna pat it in. If I can find that brush, because clearly I just can't find anything in this video. Here we go. Patting it in, pat, pat, pat. Once again, not touching my lashes, but getting very close to that lash line. Now, this took some practice because I've been wearing lash extensions for years and I've always avoided eyeshadow, and I was just like, you know what? I think in my last like year or two, I was like, I'm gonna put on eyeshadow. I'm gonna figure it out. So I'm using the Morphe palette in whatever it is. I put it in the description bar for you guys. I don't remember the name, but I love this palette. Like, this is like one of my go-to palettes, even though I use like the same 4 shades, but I'm changing it up for y'all. So that is the, I think it's Rich and Brunette. So I mix them together and we're gonna put it into the crease. Little blending brush. This is one of the tiny blending brushes, so I like blend it out. This is like one of my favorite brushes to use, so I can create that fake cut crease effect without having to do the re-put on the base or the concealer and all this extra stuff, the extra step. I can skip that step just by doing it the way that I do it here. So blending it in. Blend, blend, blend. It's all about your blending, y'all. It's all about your blending. Blending, it's all about your blending. Blend, blend, blend. And now I know what I'm looking for. Oh, looking for a new brush. Okay, cool. So now I'm trying to figure out what color I was gonna use. And then I decided, ooh, let's go with red, because I've never done red, and yet I'm recording. So if things go wrong, y'all seen it on camera. So I'm gonna use it's like a C brush, I believe it's called. I'm patting it in. Pat, pat, pat. Once again, getting very close to the lash line, but not actually, like, you know, getting that extra makeup. on that lash. So that eyeshadow was actually a little tough because once again it's like a glitter and I've never actually used it, so I had to like rub it onto my lid a little bit for it to work, and then I started patting it in. So that is the Ruby shade. As you can see there, the ruby red, y'all, ruby red. Okay. So I'm going to do the next eye. I'm going to do the same thing. Going to pat, pat, pat. Do a little rub. Pat, pat, pat. Pack it in, y'all. Pack it in. That's how you see the color. And that's how you don't have to worry about all the fallout too as well. So if you are doing what you need to do, you don't have to worry about any of that falling onto your lash line or your lashes in general. Because I've had some really loose powders that fell on my lashes and I was struggling to take it off and not take off my eyeshadow. So here we go. I really love this palette, by the way, if I haven't already said that. I definitely did. Here we go. So I am packing it on. And I went back to one of those shades right there. And then I'm gonna like blend it out. If I haven't said already, I use Fire and Ruby. Those are the two reds on my lids. So Ruby's at the bottom and a little bit of Fire stacked on top. And then that is Heat. I'm gonna use a little bit of Heat with a different blending brush, and I'm gonna put that on top very lightly, nothing too crazy. I don't want to take away from the darker brown hues that's in my crease. But I do want to lighten it up just a tad bit for that red. Oh, here's where I'm putting in that Fire. Because I was like, I want a little bit more red, y'all. So I'm packing it in. I'm looking real ashy while packing it in. Getting there. Okay. So now that I'm done with my eyeshadow, it's time to do the concealers under eyes. Under eyes, y'all. So I don't use a lot. I just spread it out a little bit. Typically, I would normally use a blending, a beauty sponge, but I gotta buy a new one. So I'm just using this like dense brush to blend it out and patting it in, blending it out on both sides, and also making sure that I am cleaning up any extra eyeshadow. So pat, pat, pat. For me, it's all about a patting. Patting and blending is what I do, okay? You can make your makeup look so nice just by blending. Blending is key, y'all. Blending is key. Okay, so now I'm using Flesh Beauty in Pecan. Clearly my camera is not focusing. My camera do not respect y'all. Okay, it don't respect me, don't respect y'all. So I'm using that. That is it's kind of like a concealer, but it's also a foundation. It is very buildable. It works great for oily skin. I actually use it when I'm away on vacation and I don't really gotta worry about nothing. I don't have to use a lot of it. I love it, and I'm gonna use this other bigger brush to blend out. So I'm blending it out. As you can see, it's blending out very seamlessly. I don't need a lot of makeup. Granted, I don't need a lot of makeup in general, but when I'm trying to make myself look like something, this is what it is. Okay, so just stay tuned, keep watching. I'm blending, I'm blending, I'm blending. Blending, blending, blending. Make sure you get your neck, y'all, because you don't want your face and your neck looking like two different shades, because that is important. That is important, y'all. So here we go. Keep going, keep going. Next, I'm gonna go with the Flush Beauty Ganache shade. It's like a darker, richer brown, and I'm gonna put that in my contour line. So contour, I do not contour anything crazy, just a little bit on my nose, my forehead a little bit, my cheekbones. I do not do my jawline because for me that's a little unnecessary. And then I blend it out. So blending, blending, blending. And then I'm gonna blend out the forehead. And I think I put too much, so that's an easy fix. You will see what I do. So I'm gonna blend out my nose. And you know, you gotta clean up the nose ring after you get the makeup on the nose. So just making sure to finish blending it out. Okay. And then I'm gonna go back with that same brush that I used on the foundation to blend out any extras where I feel like I put too much contour. So that's pretty easy, not adding any extra makeup, just blending. Next is the Too Faced Complexion Powder. It's multi-use, you can use it for anything. I use it to set my foundation, or sometimes when I don't feel like actually wearing any like foundation and I just have a little concealer under my eye, pat that over my face. I look like I got a full face of makeup, y'all. And that one is in cocoa or cacao, however y'all want to say it. Cocoa, cacao, whichever one, y'all. And that is the Black Radiance. I don't know what the name of that shade is. I just know it's a dark brown. I got it at Target. It was like $7.99, and I just used that to set my contour. Very nice shade, very easy to use, and it lasts a long time. So that is what I do for contouring. So next I'm going into my other Morphe palette. This is a highlight and like bronzer palette or whatever it's called. So I'm actually trying to figure out what I was going to use. So I'm going to go in with the Fabulous blush and put that on my cheeks. The apples of my cheeks. Next, I'm gonna go in with the highlighter. So I decided to just mix all of them together because I didn't know what I wanted to do with this red eyeshadow. So I'm mixing it all together. Mix, mix, mix. Blend it, blend it, blend it. I was trying to figure out how much of a glazed donut did I want to look like. Here we go. It's time for the lippy, y'all. So I had to figure out what I wanted to do. I wasn't really sure, but I figured it out, y'all. So I'm gonna go in with the Jordana lip liner in Plum. I'm gonna line my lips, and I'm gonna drag it down a little bit lower onto my lip, so that way it looks like a little ombre effect. So I'm rubbing it in, and then I'm gonna reline. Try to make sure I get everywhere that I want. And I like this lip liner that is very cheap, but it works. Because you know, you don't gotta spend all that money to look good. You just gotta make sure you know what you're doing. Okay? Now I'm figuring out what I'm gonna use with it. So I'm using the OMG Jackie lip gloss in Princess Diaries, and I'm gonna pack it onto my lips, rub it in, add a little bit more. I really love her lip glosses. They're amazing. You should check her out. She's on Instagram, OMG Jackie. Okay, and as you can see, I am done, y'all. I'm looking good. We feeling good. bye.